on the glass. They got out-rebounded on offensive glass 19-17. The problem is Marquette only had 10 points off of those 17 offensive rebounds. If they can compete in that area and finish, this is a total.
Starting lineup sponsored by Jeep. There's only one for the Golden Eagles and the Red Storm. Jimmy Jackson jumps out at him.
Well, Ben Gold, I mean, we know he can stretch the court, but I think he has to have some kind of presence as a rim protector, but also convert on those second shot opportunities. And for St. John's, Kadari Richmond, big, strong, athletic, can get to the basket. He gets downhill, puts a lot of pressure on this Marquette defense.
And that brings us to our Geico player to watch. Sweet Lou, R.J. Lewis, the Big East most outstanding player.
True belief in yourself. 23 games last year he played, 10 he started. This year's was totally different. The Big East player of the year. He was probably their best player in practice last year. He brought it to the court this year. Unbelievable, extremely happy and excited for that young man.
Now, let's join the third member of our team. Roaming the sidelines today, Christina Pink.
Well, Gus, it's a rematch a whole 6 days in the making. The last time these two teams met, it was a crushing loss for Marquette on the last second in overtime just last weekend. And Shaka Smart said that was a tough pill to swallow. He said that was a devastator locker room when I talked to him. He said, we don't like losing. We don't like losing at home, and we do not like losing on senior night. And I'm not the best at flushing things immediately after a loss. The players knew the bracket coming in, and they knew there was a good shot that they'd see this Johnny's team again. All
right, so Shaka Smart feels that his guys are prepared if they can do the little things today. They could come out victorious against the mighty Red Storm of St. John's. Marquette and St. John's met twice during the regular season, and both games came down to the wire. Johnny's prevailed in both, winning 70-64 in this building in early February. In the rematch in Milwaukee 6 days ago, Zuby Ejiofor hit the buzzer beater to give St. John's an 86-84 overtime win. Kadari Richmond recorded the Red Storm's first triple-double since 1989. Ron Artest did it in that contest. 10 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists in game one. Kadari, 18 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists. Zuby Ejiofor, Ben Gold in the circle. Pat Driscoll, Mike Roberts, Brent Hampton are your officials. The winner of this game advances to the Big East Tournament Championship. Marquette, St. John's, and here we go from the world's most famous arena. Controlled by the Golden Eagles. Joplin, number 23 for Marquette. They need a big game offensively from him tonight, according to Shaka Smart. Here he is, puts it on the deck, gets to the hole, wrapped it around, up top. And the first shot of the day for Cam Jones, rims out of bounds, Red Storm basketball.
But great rotation by St. John's on the back line, but an excellent find from Joplin to Jones, and that's how you want to attack this St. John's defense.
St. John's beat Butler 78-57 in yesterday's quarterfinals. R.J. Lewis scored 20. Kadari Richmond flirted with another triple-double, and the Red Storm used an early 15-0 run to breeze into the conference tournament semifinals.
Started off a little sluggish. I thought Butler did a good job early with their zone offense, kind of stymieing St. John's, but they kind of found their way. Defense impacted the entire game.
Cam Jones mishandled. Chase Ross the other way, lost it, picked up by the Red Storm. Wilshire, Richmond, R.J. Lewis puts it on the deck. He's great in the mid-range, has it stripped. Ross, he's got Gold, lob, ball knocked away by Scott. Loose, picked up, up and in for Joplin. And Marquette's on the board.
And Wilshire did a great job. Wilshire did a great job of getting back, but Joplin, not assuming that the basket was going to be made, hung around, got the offensive rebound, and ultimately converted.
And a whistle. Rick Pitino in only his second year, folks. 28-4, 18-2 in the Big East. Their 4 losses by a combined 7 points. The Godfather. Man, oh man, this is what he does rebuilds programs and gets them to championship levels. Coach of the year in the Big East Conference. Richmond, double teamed on the sideline. Lewis, 15-footer off the heel.
Yeah, I like that trap right there. Kind of caught St. John's off guard, but Lewis found the gap. Just wasn't able to knock that in.
Stevie Mitchell inside, spinning on Richmond, knocked away, picked up by Ejiofor.
That second turnover, you're trying to go one-on-one against this tough St. John's defense. It's a tough task.
Lewis double pump on the baseline, no. And it squirts out, picked up by Kadari Richmond, new shot clock. Richmond on the deck, 15-footer, off the bounce, no. Marquette beat Xavier 89-87 in yesterday's second quarter final matchup. In that game, Cam Jones had 28 points and went over 2,000 points in his career, and the Golden Eagles overcame a 14-point deficit and hit enough free throws down the stretch to advance.
You talked about the job that Rick Pitino has done, Coach Pitino, but think about this, guys. He had to retool the entire roster, basically.
Cam Jones.
And was still able to win a regular season title. You know, competing for maybe a number 2 slot in the NCAA tournament. Beautiful move that by Ejiofor.
Great footwork inside for Ejiofor, who Coach Pitino said to us before the game continues to improve.
Yeah, offensively more confident. Talking about an improvement. I mean, Cam Jones, bro.
Talk about confidence. Cam Jones, after that 28-point basketball game yesterday, comes out stroking it. 8-2 Marquette, baseline, Wilshire, count it. Uh-oh. Both these teams coming out, knocking down shots early. Jones again. In the paint, on the spin, off the glass, count it.
Creative.
And a steal. Mitchell to Jones. He'll fire. Oh, nice hesitation. Gets to the hole. Double punt. Scoop. And in with English. 12-5. What a pace to start. Scott for 3. Air ball. Gold picks it up. Jones. He's hot. Cross court. Mitchell drives to the hole and foul. Both these teams roaring out of the gate. 12-5 Marquette. Jones has 10 of Marquette's 12 points already.
And Cam Jones, creative, tricky, soft touch, all of the above, the ultimate score as Marquette up 7 early.
Big East basketball is sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. Welcome back to New York City, Midtown Manhattan, the site, the world's most famous arena, the mecca of basketball. 12-5 Marquette with an early lead in a 1 versus a 5 matchup. And so far for Marquette, killing Cam has been going to work.
Right, it's the reason why he's had 60 points total in the last 2 games, because he's multi-dimensional with his offensive arsenal, whether that's getting to the basket, shooting the jump shot here, just going up and under. But look at the carom and the spin he was able to utilize off the glass to get in. You're talking about somebody that's ready to go. In his last game against St. John's, 32 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. For him, that wasn't enough because they came up short.
Jones now 49 straight games with 10-plus points, the longest active streak in the NCAA. Young man from Memphis, Tennessee.
You talking about player development, the growth in his game, offensively over the years has been incredible and a pleasure to watch.
Stevie Mitchell at the line. 16 in the quarterfinals against Xavier. In 31 minutes, 5 steals. He's one of the best defenders in the country.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with your wallet around this young man.
That's right.
He's so good.
And we're in New York City. He will pick your pocket clean.
That's right. He might be a friendly bump. Like, oh, excuse me, my man. I didn't mean to bump. And next thing you know, he's eating a nice dinner on you.
Richmond will creep into the front court with Ejiofor, Aaron Scott, Wilshire, and R.J. Lewis. Wilshire, best shooter on the team, driving. They want him to stay aggressive. 6 to shoot. Richmond inside. Nice jump stop and easy layup.
And here's the thing. You know that Richmond prefers to get the ball to the basket. But trying to stop that big body once he gets by you is virtually impossible.
Jones has got the hot hand. 10 points already. Down the lane. Ejiofor on a switch. Tries to shake him. Ejiofor right in his hip pocket. Joplin, a 3, high arcer. R.J. Lewis the other way. The lob inside. Ejiofor knocked out of bounds. Let's see. And last touch by the Golden Eagles.
Well, you go back to that last play with Kadari Richmond right here. Size up your opponent. A little jab step down the lane. That's when you got to commit if you're Marquette. Force the ball to be passed out to the three-point line. One thing you need to do is protect the paint.
Wilshire back to Richmond. Oh, the inbounder.
Who's the most dangerous?
14-9 now. In the corner, Chase Ross, lefty, and knocks down a triple. Chase Ross, 16 in the quarterfinals against Xavier. He's from Dallas, Texas. Now Lewis, 14-footer, contested. Loose ball, Jones. They push it ahead to Joplin. Jones, straight away. Bam. Uh-oh, killer. Cam on fire. He's got 13 on 5 of 6 shooting. Hard to beat a team 3 times.
It really is. Trust me, I know by heart, and it still hurts.
Joplin on the steal. And foul.
Well, part of what Marquette is able to do is flow into their offense. Now that means that St. John's defense is not going to be set. And then that last play to Cam, Jones got this three-point look, flow right into it. You dribble, a little help, you go under the screen, and Cam makes you pay. That's another way when you have a tough-minded, physical defensive team, attack them early, keep them moving, find your gaps, and then take advantage of it when you have those shots.
David Joplin from Milwaukee, local product. Big East 6th Man of the Year in the 2022-23. Playing some of his best basketball this March, averaging 19 points, shooting 59%, and 6.5 rebounds as well.
Size, 6'8", experience, can defend multiple positions. But in this particular game, too, Joplin being aggressive, looking to score, is going to attract the defenders. And now you can make either a play for yourself, Gus, or that's when you set up your teammates for some open shots.
And he gets a second. 8-0 run now for the Golden Eagles, 22-9. Davon Smith is checked in. He's got the ball right now. He's been playing with the tender shoulder. A little rusty, but they say he's okay. Ejiofor looking for Lewis inside. Richmond spinning. Lost it. And this will go to Marquette.
Guys, you got to keep in mind, this Marquette team is a heck of a defensive team as well, okay? So let's not get lost in that. This team defends, converges, gets deflections, gets steals, and we see that defensive impact early on St. John's with them now, their 4th turnover.
Richmond picks up the foul, his first 3rd-team foul against the Red Storm as Jones comes up. They're putting R.J. Lewis on Cam Jones. It's a gamble because they don't want R.J. Lewis to get into foul trouble.
Yeah. And, you want to play aggressive, but you got to play smart.
Here's a switch. Ejiofor guarding. Mitchell. 7 to shoot. Joplin looking for somebody. Inside. And that time, it was Lowry unable to convert on the other end. Ejiofor can't get the tip jam. Save into the hands of Mitchell. Joplin around the world, off the glass, straight away and in. Largest lead of the game now for the Golden Eagles. 10-0 run. 24-9. Number 1 seed, St. John's in trouble in the first half. Fadeaway, and it's good for Aaron Scott. Joplin will take a 3.
Stevie Mitchell, something is going on. He got hit. He's billowing over a little bit, like he got hit in the chest and the ribs. And he's okay, but he may get a little, he stays in the game. But excellent job by Marquette of getting back, loading up defensively.
Stevie Mitchell, semifinalist for the Naismith Defensive Player of the Year award. Here's Lewis, Player of the Year in the Big East from Miami, Florida. Drives, gets there, draws the foul. Sweet Lou.
R.J. Lewis up top, and then using his size to get by Chase Ross right here. Look, and even with his size being taller, he got lower than Ross, which allowed him to turn the corner. The backside rotation wasn't there. Felt a little contact.
You know who he reminds me of?
Who's that?
R.J. Lewis? You. Yeah. Has anyone ever told you that?
No. I mean,
he's rugged like you were.
Nah, he is, man.
Physical. Doesn't score as many points as you did. What do you have, about 23 a game?
Yeah, but you give him another year.
Right.
If he chooses to, he'll be right there in the 23, 24.
Let's hope so.
For us being a little selfish, wanting to see him.
You should have seen him at his folks at the press conference when he was awarded the Big East Player of the Year award, and how emotional it was. How he thanked his parents, his dad, his mom, Coach Pitino, his teammates. St. John's, Ross, rebounded, Lewis. Inside, nice seal, Ejiofor, easy. Milk and cookies. 8-0 run for the Red Storm. Here they come. 24-17. Jones. Yo-yos. Ross. And it's stolen away by Aaron Scott. He loses it. In the front court, Joplin. Drives on Smith. Looks like he traveled. Yep. And he did. 11:15 to play first half. Up and down they go. Marquette with the 24-17 lead over the Red Storm. Game 1 of the quarterfinals at the world's most famous arena. These two teams playing for a berth in the Big East Tournament Championship game. (24-17), Marquette on top of St. John's here at Madison Square Garden. Let's check in with Christina Peak, who moments ago spoke with Coach Pitino.
Thank you, Coach. Cam Jones with 13 points in the first few minutes here. How do you guys get a handle on him?
Well, he's shooting the ball about 6-7 feet behind the line, so you got to give a lot of credit to him. He's a great basketball player, but we're okay. We don't panic. We've been through this before.
All right, thank you. Gus?
All right, thank you very much, Christina. And look what Rick Pitino has done, Jimmy. He knows how to turn around programs.
But look at it. Never under 500 in year 1, first of all. And then the jump in the second year. And again, this was a different rebuild at St. John's because he basically had 10 new players, okay? And look at what he's been able to accomplish. You talked about R.J. Lewis. His father, Reggie, when he was going to leave UMass, said you need to go where Rick Pitino's at because you need the discipline and somebody that's going to push you. And look how much that's paid off. He didn't run from the discipline like a lot of young men or parents may do. He accepted it, and now it's paid off huge.
And what Coach Pitino told us in the locker room, he said, great players want to be coached. Yep. And R.J. Lewis is a great young player, still developing. Davon Smith, ball knocked away, picked up by Aaron Scott. Smith, that tender shoulder, it's his right shoulder. Edge of four, pump fake, dribble drive, kicks down. Scott, short. Offensive rebound, edge of four, Davon off the heel. Offensive rebounding, big for these two teams.
Yep, and St. John's 5 offensive rebounds, but for Marquette, 0 points, second chance points thus far off of those rebounds.
Cam Jones. Mitchell, nice burst, gets to the hole, can't lay it down. Lewis the other way.
Mismatch inside at the Ford. Mitchell trying to find him.
And a steal, Joplin. They threw it right to him. 6 turnovers for the Red Storm to start. Under 10 to go. Cam Jones, herky-jerky with the dribble. Awkward, he's a lefty. Now Ross. Joplin explodes, wraps it around. Baseline, and Mitchell buries another jump shot. A 3, 27-17.
Beautiful, patient offense that time by Marquette.
Tie up, arrow favoring the Red Storm.
Guys, watch this offensive set. This is what I love right here. You drive, attract, make a team go into rotation, then drive again. Chase Ross, drive. Attract the help. Joplin, drive, attract the help. Now find the open teammate. Teammates set those feet.
And that's NBA basketball nowadays, isn't it? Drive, kick, and shoot the 3.
That's what it is.
Baseline, Scott, in and out. Gold, right place at the right time. Marquette, 5 of 10 from the 3-point line. They're on fire. Jones, tight ropes the baseline. Joplin gets to the cup. They swing it. And a whistle and foul. Simeon Wilshire called for a second. Richmond back in. 14 fouls against the Red Storm at the 9:03 mark of the first half. Jones in the corner. Ross, little strong and out of bounds. They'll give it to the Red Storm. Scott, edge of 4 and a reaching foul. Looks like it'll be Ross as he picks up his second. Let's take a look at the bracket. This is the big picture. The winner of this game will advance to the Big East Tournament Championship game tomorrow, and they will take on the winner of our next game between UConn and Creighton, which should also be a barn burner.
At this point, this is what it's all about, and it's a matter of toughness, mental preparation, but also weathering storms when you're not playing well to keep yourself in the game, give yourself a chance to win.
Baseline, Lewis. Rebounded, Richmond. And one. Kadari Richmond just snatching down that ball off the glass. He's got 6 points and 5 boards already.
Yeah, well, the shot goes up. It's hard to relocate a body. Richmond does a great job of getting on the inside of Lowry and using that big frame to keep him off. And that's the first basket for St. John's off of an offensive rebound.
And he's been compared to an Oklahoma City Thunder player.
Lou Dort. Lou Dort. And remember, Lou Dort came in the NBA, struggled shooting. But where he made his money was locking people up on the perimeter defensively, and they're built a lot alike.
Only Kadari Richmond is bigger. He's 6'6", Lou Dort is 6'4".
Yep. And Kadari plays a little bit more with the ball in his hands. So you talking about a comp set, and can you make it at the next level? Except being a defensive player, work on your offense. But he's still got some work to do here at St. John.
Sub coming in for Marquette, Royce Parham, freshman from Pittsburgh. Joplin out of the game. Baseline, Jones. Battled around, picked up. R.J. Lewis, outlet pass to the front court, edge of four. Power dribble off the glass, and no. Trey Norman, ball for the foul, his first. 16 fouls now against Marquette.
Well, listen, Zuby Ejiofor is going to get the ball. But it was Smith who ran the court, and he forced, that time, Trey Norman to make a decision on which side of the court he wanted to lean to. Davon Smith, by running hard, Gus, opened that pass up for Zuby Ejiofor.
Zuby Ejiofor, the Big East's most improved player. Only had 4 points against Butler in the quarterfinals. Played 26 minutes, 7 rebounds. But he's the heart and soul of this team.
Yep.
Marquette is led by as many as 15. Now the score 27-22. St. John's reeling them in as we approach the 8-minute mark of the first half. Jones, can he keep the hot hand? Yes, he can. Killer can.
Hey, Gus, don't you like answering your own question?
Yes, sir. Lewis tried to step through and foul. .7:53 to play in the first half. The quarterfinals, excuse me, the semifinals here at Madison Square Garden. Back after this. Marquette up 29-22. Under 8 to play here in the first half. And moments ago, our Christina Pink caught up with Marquette head coach Shaka Smart.
Thank you, Coach. You talked to us about the physicality of the game, trying to limit their second chance points. You've only allowed 2 so far. What have you seen from that aspect of it?
It's a fight out there both ways. There's a lot of fouls that aren't being called. They can't call every one. So, you know, the team that wins is probably going to be the team that fouls the most without it being called.
Thank you, Shaka. Gus.
I don't know what to say about that.
But it's some truth in what he said, though. Because the officials understand that these are 2 physical teams and that all contact is not a foul.
Right.
Why you still like it? Hey.
Yeah. All right, Coach.
Okay.
I got you.
Maybe he's sending a message, you know.
Well, I tell you what, the officials in this tournament have been doing an excellent job. The play has been fluid, rhythmic, harmonious. No bailouts.
Yeah. And with 2 teams like this, you don't want to penalize 2 physical defensive teams by calling everything. Now you disrupt the flow. The obvious fouls you have to call, over contact you have to, but you want these young men to be able to dictate the outcome of this game by themselves and how they play.
R.J. Lewis joining 3-time winner Chris Mullen and Walter Berry as the Big East Player of the Year coming out of St. John's.
I think Walter Berry is going to be here. That was my Superman I kind of looked up to in college basketball when I was young, watching the Big East during that time period.
Jones, teardrop, short. Nice rebound. Kadari Richmond. He'll bring it up the floor with the left hand, gets to the bucket off the glass. Kadari Richmond with 9 on 4 of 5 shooting. And just like that, after being down 15, St. John's down 29-26.
Here comes the crowd, Gus.
Mitchell. Eight to shoot for Joplin. 5 to shoot. Jones will take a desperation heave. And
there's a foul that time on Lowry, I think it is. Or Norman. Yep, Trey Norman underneath. I think
that's his second.
Yeah, I think so. One of the challenges, too, when you get late in the shot clock against this St. John's team, who now is in the bonus, Marquette doesn't have the same tools in the toolbox as St. John's, meaning players that can just go get it one-on-one. And that's an advantage late in the shot clock that St. John's has. Shot creation, more so than Marquette.
And listen to this crowd. Rick Pitino has brought him back to Madison Square Garden.
It brought us back too.
That's right.
We got a chance to come back and call a lot more games here.
Ejiofor missing the front end of the 1-and-1. 3-point game. Joplin turns it over. Richmond, Convoy, baseline, nice look. Swing low. That's how you run the fast break.
Well, Joplin off balance. When your head and shoulders are leaning forward, your body's going to follow. He threw it away. Watch how quick the push is. Drop it, attract, make a play. Big East Player of the Year does the rest.
Sadiko Ibenayo with a beautiful pass. Trey Norman picked up his third. And R.J. Lewis goes to the line, looking to level this game. Lewis. And he misses a free throw. 29-28. Jones. Red Storm on a 19-5 run. Parham. In and out. Ibenayo with the rebound. Red Storm can take the lead on this trip. This fan base ready to erupt. Davon Smith, hesitation and a foul. Looks like Royce Parham will pick up the foul, his first.
And that move by Smith is much needed. The reason why he had been playing, and Rick Pitino said it, that he was more concerned about the contact with his shoulder than playing. That time he took contact, turned the corner, and picked up the foul.
So Davon Smith, well-traveled basketball player. He's played at Utah, Georgia Tech, and Mississippi State. Now in Queens with the Red Storm.
Sound like my pro career.
Had 3 points against Butler. That snapped the streak of 4 straight games in double figures.
He said he had to get his wind back from being out with that shoulder injury.
Parham driving. Parham's got great size, 6'8", 230. His first bucket, 31-28.
Yeah, a little zone defense right here, employed by Shaka Smart.
Lewis facing up on Parham. Takes him in the hole. Fade away, 11-footer off the front rim. Baseline Ross. Now Lowry, 3. Davon Smith. $31 up. 5 minutes to play. First half. Ross hanging in the air and banks it down. No call.
Well, good straight up and down, but that's the early attack against this St. John's offense that we saw from Marquette at the beginning of the game that paid dividends for him.
Rick Pitino calls a timeout. 4:43 to play, first half. Boy, what a game we've got so far. The Godfather, his team down 33-31.
All right, trainees, let's get more with Geico.
Oh, he's moving.
A little transition defense in your secondary offense. Davon Smith is going to end up with the shot, but it's because Iwuchukwu was able to occupy the space. Head up by Kadari Richmond by reading, assessing, and then making the right play. Smith not even thinking about it, lets it fly, converts in transition.
So much intensity in the eyes of these young men in a game like this.
It doesn't get old, guys. There's something about this building, this atmosphere, and then when you have a local team like St. John's that's kind of juvenated the fan base, there's something electric about it, man. It really is.
Richmond. Backdoor Smith. Oh, point blank range, and he missed the chippy. Parham. And out of bounds as Zayd Lowry steps on the baseline. That's 6 turnovers for Marquette. Smith. Scott. Richmond. Ejiofor. Lewis for the Red Storm.
This is zone. Very important that you block out.
Davon Smith short. That one flat.
Yeah, good look.
Stevie Mitchell. Lowry sets his feet. Out of bounds. St. John's defense starting to tighten up. 3:47 to play in the first half. Marquette up by a deuce.
Coffee Mate is the world's biggest coffee lover.
Welcome back to the Garden. Marquette's largest lead was 15 early. Johnnies have since trimmed it down to 2. Rob Stone with you coming up on the Jeep halftime report. Texas, they have fought off having their bubble burst the last couple of days. Could they do it again today? The top seed in the SEC, Auburn, took care of their business, and Sparty rolled on into the Big Ten semis. Highlights from around the nation coming up at the break, guys.
And thank you very much, Stoner. We've got great action here. 33-31, our score. In the semifinals, Kadari Richmond has just been excellent this season.
I'm just playing his role. I mean, he's found a home here at St. John's. Comfortable in what he does. Not trying to do too much. Leading the team. He scores when he has to. Defends, rebounds, provides leadership. And then once he does this, he puts so much stress on opposing interior defenses. I want to ask Rob this, though, when he comes back later on.
What's that?
At the top of their show, I mean, at the top before they sent it to us, he introduced Casey Jacobson as the legend at Stanford, and he just said to his other partner on there,
Who?
Donnie Marshall. He's like, oh, Donnie Marshall from UConn. That was it. They didn't give him no love.
Who?
Rob Stone.
Yeah, Donnie Marshall. Does he work for us or does he work for NBC?
You wouldn't know because Rob didn't pay him no attention whatsoever.
My goodness. You know, that guy's got more jobs.
He got more jobs than me.
I know. That's a lot of jobs. King of the side hustle. Davon Smith, Lewis. RJ trying to find some space inside Ejiofor. Richmond 2 to shoot. He's got to hurry, and he will not get it off in time. Shot clock violation.
That's what the zone paid dividends, because it wasn't an easy entry pass into Ejiofor, even though he had the advantage over a smaller Marquette player. The zone condensed, especially when you don't shoot it well from the outside. You squeeze it a little bit more, make those interior passes kind of impossible to get to.
Chase Ross back in for the Golden Eagles. Here's Jones. Cooling off a bit since that hot early start. Cam Jones. Ross shows it, pivot, jump hook, Ejiofor contesting, and St. John's takes it away. Ball knocked away by Ross. Davon Smith trying to handle it, squirts out. Richmond. Splits the D, down the lane, on the hop. Contested, but Ejiofor there for the tip in.
Yeah, Parham that time, if you're going to jump out, you got to squeeze that hedge. If not, like you saw the split, that opened it up for the missed shot and put back offensive rebound.
Tied at 33. After being down by 15, St. John's starting to tighten up that defense. They will take you into Chateau Deep, folks, where they'll remind you once a year where you are. Ejiofor, nice spin in the corner. R.J. Lewis, no. Joplin with a two-handed rebound. And out of bounds, Marquette. 8 turnovers.
The split too far. The gap is there. Joplin has to help R.J. Lewis on the backside, but there's Ejiofor. Intelligent player, go right to the front of the rim. Anticipate the ball is coming off. Time it up. Right there. Offensive rebound number 6. Second chance point number 5 for St. John.
Man, this first half is flying by.
Not a lot of fouls, you know, and it's kind of a flow. It's not disjointed. Some probably ill-advised turnovers, but a lot of it has to do with the pressure being imposed by both teams.
Consistent officiating as well.
Yep, and you know that's what you want. You know, if a foul is not going to be called on one end and some contact, it has to be consistent on the other end as well.
Pat Driscoll, Mike Roberts, Brent Hampton, another terrific trio working this game. Leotopoulos, the Greek player in the game for St. John's. Scott in and out, rebounded by Parham. 1:48 to go, first half, 33-33. Joplin trying to create, and he traveled. Number 9.
I tell you, Ben, both teams put so much pressure on you defensively that you end up making those little mistakes like that. Now, fortunately for Marquette, it's a dead ball turnover. That doesn't allow St. John's to get out and run, but it's a lost possession and opportunity for the Golden Eagles to get a shot up.
4 turnovers in their last 5 possessions for Marquette. Richmond shows it, leans, tried to bounce it, does. Ejiofor, great hands, and he banks it down. And the Red Storm, after being down by 15, have their first lead of the game. 35-33. Jones has got to keep it going offensively. Jump hook, no, tapped up and in, and this time it's Zane Lowry. 35 up. Top of the arc, Zuby.
This little pick and roll action here is able to fall in. He gets inside of Stevie Mitchell, and beautiful play and pass. Not a great angle. And Ejiofor right here, you don't really need the help, but when you do that, you open yourself up to an offensive rebound, and finally Marquette able to get a little bit of their own, an offensive rebound.
And Jones fouled. Looks like Leotopoulos called for the foul. His first 16 fouls against the Red Storm.
think about it, too, as physical, you said this, the flow of the game, as physical as both of these teams are, you know, St. John's is not in the penalty yet with regards to putting Marquette at the free throw line, as physical as they play. So the key is, too, if you're going to play physical defense, how can you do that and accomplish that without fouling and putting your opponent to the free throw line?
I asked Rapp that question yesterday. He said you got to make good decisions on defense.
And use your body and not your hands, not reach, especially at the end of a shot clock.
Jones to Mitchell. 8 to shoot. Stevie pulls it back. Bumped by Lewis and foul.
And just when I say use your body, Lewis used his lower body to get in front of Mitchell. He got up over the top of the screen, got back in front. But Mitchell did the right thing. He went, watch this. So Lewis gets there, he pulls his jersey, and then Mitchell immediately attacks right back. That's just a heads-up play that time.
Remember, R.J. Lewis has been plagued by a groin injury that slowed him down second half of the season. Stevie Mitchell. And the second one goes. 37-35 now. Mitchell with 7. Parham out. Caden Hamilton replaces him. Redshirt freshman from Santa Maria, California. Where's number 35? 20 seconds to go. Game clock and shot clock about the same. Here's the weave. They'll get into it with under 10 to go. Richmond. 7 seconds. Richmond inside. Leader, no. Lowry with a rebound. And that's the end of the first half. Marquette raced out to a 15-point lead on the strength of Cam Jones. He had 13 points in the first 6 minutes. Cooled down a little bit. St. John stormed back on a balanced offensive production, attack, and solid defense.
And, you know, Marquette shot 45% in that first half overall. 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Now, they did convert those turnovers by St. John's, 7 of them to 9 points. So, favorable first half defensively for Marquette.
Let's go to Christina Pink.
Thank you, Gus. Coach, the offense kind of cooled down a little bit as the half went on. What do you need to see in your group from the second half?
Well, they're switching most of our actions. We've got to get to multiple actions. We got to put some pressure on the rim with some slips. And then ultimately, taking care of the ball and driving with great aggressiveness. At the end of the half, we finally drove with great force, drew 2 fouls, got to the foul line.
All right, thank you, Coach. Gus?
All right, Christina, that's the end of the first half with the score. Marquette 37, St. John's 35. We'll send you to Rob Stone and the boys for the Jeep halftime report right after this. You're watching the Big East Tournament on Fox.
Let's start the bidding on 5 million.
A St. John's education is an education that elevates. St. John's is New York to the core. As a Catholic university, our students are ethical leaders on the court, in the classroom, in the community, and worldwide. United by pride and purpose, our students turn ideas into action and emerge career-ready with a confidence to succeed and change the world. St. John's University. Education that elevates.
Welcome to Manhattan and the Halftime Report, sponsored by Jeep. There is only one. St. John's unbeaten at home this season, 10-0 here in the Garden. Marquette with a hot start and able to fend off the Red Storm. They've got a 2-point lead over Rick Pitino and the #1 seed in the Big East Tournament. St. John's, welcome to the floor of Madison Square Garden. Rob Stone, Casey Jacobson, and Donnie Marshall back here with you. Cam Jones was the early story, as was Marquette, a 15-point lead. This place that we thought would be frothy was calm and subdued. How St. John's got themselves back into this game kicks off our halftime highlights, brought to you by Jeep. There's only one.
You know, guys, sometimes, Casey, you've been in this situation. Your team's pretty good. Everyone's talking about you. You're doing things that haven't been done at your program in a long time. You start to breathe your own exhaust. I thought that's exactly how St. John's started this game, and Marquette sensed it. That's how they got off to that 24-9 run. Well, a couple timeouts. Rick Pitino, the legend, the Hall of Famer that he is, sent a message. That meant 19-5 run to get back in this game in about 6 minutes for St. John's. Continue to get downhill, continue to be disruptive. It's very evenly played. We know what the score is, but in terms of turnovers and steals, that's very close. It'll be interesting how important this, or how they can use the home court advantage, Casey, for them to win this game, because Marquette right now, that's the start you want to get off to when you're playing basically a road game in a huge tournament.
Well, you said in the pregame show that you were looking for somebody else besides Cam Jones to get going. Well, Donnie, maybe they don't need it because Cam Jones has been brilliant. I call this a John Wick style of game. He's trying to exact revenge against the Johnnies, who ruined Cam Jones's senior night last Saturday. The challenge for Cam, Donnie, as a lead guard, when do you create for yourself? When do you create for others? Cam Jones with 15 points, but 13 of those came in the first 10 minutes. He was kind of subdued in the last 10 minutes trying to get others involved. But how about Kadari Richmond and his play? Brilliant lead guard play in this game. High-level basketball.
Yeah. Cam Jones had 13 of their first 20 points. The Johnnies have only led for 20 seconds of this one. They're down 2 at the break. We'll return highlights from around the nation. And Texas, they've taken care of Vanderbilt and Texas A&M to get to the cusp of the big dance. A win over Tennessee could seal the deal. Highlights next. In this game, only the persistent can conquer the crown. Each year is a new opportunity and another shot to make your mark. Cash, fueled by determination, powered by dreams. Every step, every pass, every drive propels you closer to victory. It's amazing. It's full throttle to the finish line. Oh my goodness. The road to victory starts now. Sponsored by Jeep, proud partner of the Big East Conference. Jeep.
You don't notice the body blows until you notice them.
Right. Good point, man.
That's what Joe Frazier told me that. Right in there.
Yep.
That floating rib. And that foul called on Caden Hamilton. Zuby Ejiofor back at the line. Coach Pitino has to be pleased. Zuby has now set a St. John's Big East tournament record with 32 points. He also has 9 rebounds. What a game. Zuby Ejiofor from Garland, Texas, transferred from Kansas. Has had his career high this season against Kansas. 24 points prior to this game. Excuse me, against Kansas State. 24 points.
But guys, that's where the transfer portal provided a young man an opportunity to get better, to play, and it's worked out well for not just him, but for the program here at St. John's.
Baseline, Davon Smith. Nice rebound. Aaron Scott going up high and claiming it. Wilshire, aggressive. Lowry now. 40 seconds of play. Norman. And another rebound for R.J. Lewis. And that'll do it. St. John's, about a 4-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. as Davon Smith takes his time. Ejiofor, he's been the star tonight. Tried to wrap it around. Out of bounds with 1 to shoot, 5.6 to go. Cam Jones and the Golden Eagles raced out to an early 15-point lead, folks, but they couldn't weather the ensuing storm from St. John's as the Johnnies and Zuby physically just wore them down. Zuby Ejiofor posts a career high. And St. John's just a wonderful performance, and they will advance to the Big East Tournament title game and await the winner of Creighton UConn, which is coming up next. Rick Pitino in his second year gets a Red Storm into the final. What a performance. So we advance the Red Storm into the final, the top seed. UConn Creighton next. Jimmy Jackson, your thoughts?
One, Marquette, can't hang your head. This is one of those things where you got outmatched by an opponent that just was bigger, stronger, faster. But you can make something happen, I believe, in the tournament with this team.
And our Christina Pink is standing by with Coach Pitino.
Thank you, Gus. Coach, from a team that was down 15 to winning this game by 16, you told me your group doesn't panic. Why is this group able to keep their composure under pressure?
Well, we know why we're down, and we obviously make the adjustments. The players did a great job of moving the basketball, and there's no panic in this stock market. We know what we're doing.
Well, you got this group back to the conference tournament game in this final for the first time in 25 years. To be the coach to do it, what does that mean to you?
You know, so many things have happened 40 years, 25 years. I'm a young guy. I wasn't born during those times. So for me, it's all new. It's all great. I'm proud of St. John's, proud of the players. Great atmosphere. There's nothing better in the world than being in the semifinal game in the Big East tournament.
Zuby was so big for you tonight. He has been all season, a career high for him. Why is he so hard to handle?
Because he's very strong, obviously. He's a consummate team guy. Every time out, I don't even have to motivate him. He does it himself. So it's a wonderful thing to experience. He's gone from a reserve that hardly played at Kansas to a star here in the Big East.
All right, thanks so much, Coach. Gus?
No panic in the stock market here, folks. Yeah, the S&P, it's down. But for St. John's, under this man, they're up big. St. John's advances to the Big East title game for the first time in 25 years, since 2000, as they defeat Marquette. We'll send you to Rob Stone and the guys after this break. You're watching the Big East tournament on Fox.
Last night, Alex Caravan led UConn in points, rebounds, and assists. Can he lead the Huskies to their second straight Big East tournament title game next? Tip between UConn and Creighton in about 26.5 minutes. The winner to take on 1 seed St. John's. At one point early in the first half, the Johnnies were down 15 points to Marquette, then down 2 at the half, and they end up winning it by 16 here on their home court, where they remain unbeaten this season. We bring you down to the floor here at Madison Square Garden. One of the reasons St. John's unbeaten here at home and off to the Big East Tournament Championship game joins us, Zuby Ejiofor. I want to go back to last night. It was a pedestrian 4 points, 4 shots, 26 minutes, and then the explosion with the career high tonight. Did Coach Pitino have any words for you, or was it a bit of self-motivation?
You know, a little bit of self-motivation, and I think the coaching staff did a really good job, and my teammates of just preparing me for these moments. They told me to be a lot more aggressive this game, and I came out and I did that, and I was really successful, so I want to commend them on that.
Zuby, in this building and for your schools, greatness. there's been greatness. Malik Sealy, Mark Jackson, Chris Mullen. Where is he?
Walter Berry,
Walter
right around the corner.
Walter Berry's somewhere over here. What is it like to be in that uniform and to play in this building and to play at the level you played at today?
I mean, it means everything. I pour my heart and soul into this, and I just want to give everything to the crowd, to the community, because it's been more than deserving of a winning program here at St. John's, and I just play with so much heart and so much passion. I love this game, and I'm just really blessed to be able to do the things that I love to do.
Zuby, your journey has been awesome. You started your career at Kansas. Now you're in your second year at St. John's. What does a performance like tonight say about how far you personally have come?
It says a lot. I've been through a whole lot. I've been through some tough times, and you know, in Kansas, things really didn't go the way I planned it to, and you know, I came here to another legendary coach to be, you know, coached to the best of my ability, and I'm just really blessed, like I said, to put on this uniform every single night and play under a guy like Coach Pitino, and you know, he just made me grow so much, you know, on the court and off the court as a young man.
Zuby loves seeing Marquette guys. 63 points, 34 rebounds in 3 games versus the Golden Eagles this season. You don't get him tomorrow. You get the winner of our next game. Zuby, congratulations. Thanks for joining us live. We'll see you again tomorrow night in the championship game live on Fox. So the top seed, St. John's, they move on to the title game. They will take on the winner of our next matchup, the 2 versus 3 showdown. UConn taking on Creighton. Danny Hurley in charge of the 3 seed Huskies. Here he is earlier with our Christina Pink.
All right, Coach, you guys have been in this position a lot. 5 straight trips to the semifinals since you've been back in the conference. When you finish a game at 12:30 a.m., what do you say to the team? What is the message over the last 24 hours?
Yeah, get to bed. You know, go to sleep. We'll let you guys sleep in. We did get in here, you know, and get some shots up, though, and obviously there's a lot to cover with Creighton. They're especially with Kalkbrenner and Ashworth and their offensive firepower. So, you know, it's Friday night semis at the Garden, so you know, the lack of sleep will not be a problem.
Liam McNeely didn't play in that first meeting, then had 38 in the rematch. So having him back, what has he meant to you, and what can he do for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, well, listen, we needed every one of those 38 in that one. He just gives us obviously another major weapon, another player that puts a lot of pressure on the other team, puts a lot of pressure on the defense. He helps us a lot on the backboard, and he's got the courage to take big shots in the month of March and make them, because he's built for this.
All right, thanks so much. Back to you.
Christina, thank you. Here's the Huskies during the course of this 5-game winning streak, which included last night's victory over Villanova in the quarterfinals. Their scoring margin at +16. They're winning the battle on the boards. You see where they're shooting from deep, and free throw percentage essentially at